Hi Pisces, welcome to your October 2019 Astrology 33 reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And just to let you guys know, I will start personal readings again in October. So, for those of you who watched this video when I first posted, it'll still be a couple weeks away. But yeah, once October hits, I will start the personal readings again. So if you're interested, just send me an email. And you can check out the description of the video for all the information on that as well. Alright, now as for the spread we have in front of us, we have a Celtic cross spread, some extra cards came up there. We also have 2 oracle cards to look at, and a Mudra card. I have to say that as I was laying these cards out, I was primarily just getting one vibe, and it definitely seems to be centered around love relationships and definitely taking action and making an offer. So unfortunately, for those of you looking for other areas, it doesn't seem like it's going to veer off that topic too much, but we'll see as we go along the way. You never know. But yeah, it definitely jumped out at me as I was laying the cards out. All right, in the main situation position, we have the Ace of Cups. So usually with the Ace energies, I don't necessarily see them as actually playing out all of the time, but at the very least, it represents an idea in someone's mind. The reason I say that is all the aces have what looks like a hand reaching out of the clouds. So to me, that just represents something that's in the thought process. So, it might not actually happen when you see the ace, but it is at least on someone's mind. Whereas the page, which we also do have in the spread, and, we'll talk about that in a little bit, represents the same energy in a way, but actually making a tangible offer. Here we actually see a person possessing the cup, and to me, that represents the offer itself being made. So, the main energy coming into the month, some of you might be thinking about extending a love offer to someone, or possibly someone extending an offer to you. And if this were, to try to look at it from different angles, if this were going to be a possible work idea, maybe this is a new creative idea you might have in a workplace that you want to present to someone for approval. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the Emperor and the Death card. So interesting cards to get together, but there's a few ways it could be playing out. So let's say it's the workplace angle, right? This could just be saying that the challenger obstacle is your boss, right? Because the Emperor could represent boss energy. They might have a very closed off attitude toward your idea. And, you might feel like it's a failure in that regard. But it can just say that, initially they might give you this stance of no, they might not really be too fond of the idea. But this could just be saying, since this is a card that represents Scorpio, that, maybe later on, once we get into the time of Scorpio, maybe they'll actually be open to looking at the idea again. So, if you do present the idea to them initially and it seems like they're not too fond of the idea, just keep that in mind that maybe they'll reconsider as we get into the time of Scorpio. But yeah, this can just point to the energy of the person that you're looking to make this offer to themselves, and this could just be saying these two cards together, maybe they come across as a bit closed off right now, and maybe the underlying reason for that is they may have, recently gotten out of another connection that they might not fully be over yet, so that could be what's going on there as far as the energies at play. But this could also just be pointing to Mars energy, because, the Emperor is Aries energy and they're ruled by Mars. And Mars will actually be moving into the sign of Libra in October, which is your 8th house. And the Death card represents Scorpio energy, but that's also 8th house energy. So this can just be saying that the challenge is, once Mars enters into the 8th house, that's when you might actually feel a bit more energized to make that actual offer to someone. And it can just be saying that there's a lot of sexual energy between you and this person as well. In the foundation position, we have the 3 of Wands in reverse. So when we have the 3 of Wands in upright position, this is often referred to as the waiting for your ships to come in energy, which is, usually this is when you feel you've put in the work towards something and you're just waiting for the rewards of that work to come in. So what I'm seeing here, especially with that Ace of Cups energy, with this in the reverse, this could just be saying that maybe you had been waiting for them. Let's say you were waiting for them to make the first move for a while. And now you might be deciding that you actually want to just go ahead and make the first move now. So it could just be a bit of a shift in the dynamic in that regard. In the past position, we have the Hanged Man and we have the Magician. So these are two really different energies, but at the same time, what sticks out to me about it? Well, for one, this is a Pisces energy. So this can obviously represent you in this situation, but also we did just have the full moon in Pisces over this past weekend at the time of recording this. So, can just point to that maybe around the time of the Pisces full moon, you might have seen things from a different perspective. Maybe again you were waiting on them to make the first move for a while, and now you just decided with that full moon energy, you decided, what, maybe I should be the one to make the first move. I should manifest this connection, right, with the Magician energy there. So that could be what's at play with the past energy. In the position of the present, we have Page of Cups. So, like I was saying when we first looked at the ace is usually when something's in an idea stage, and then the page usually represents actually carrying out that idea. So again, whether this is an offer to someone in a romantic sense, this can represent that you'd most likely be the one extending that offer. And again, with the workplace thing, this can just be saying that this is you going towards them to present the idea for the workplace. But with the fish in the cup, whether it's romantic or around the workplace, it looks like you might be a little shy about making the offer. I always say the page energy is that 1 foot in, 1 foot out type vibe, and maybe a little shy. So just keep that in mind, and maybe it's because you already have that vibe from your boss, right? Maybe they usually do reject a lot of ideas that people give them, and you're like, all right, they're very much dig their feet in, and they only want to do it their way. So, you could be a little worried about presenting the idea for that reason, but it looks like there can be some success around that, whether it's romantic or an actual work-related thing. And actually, speaking of which, this can just be someone you actually do work with. For some of you, could even possibly be your boss. I don't think that's the case for most of you, but definitely can be someone you work with. And I should point out too, at the bottom of the deck we have the Eight of Swords. But like I said, just from the energies we've gone through so far, it seems like that's more of the energy you had coming into the month, and then as the energy starts to shift a little bit, it looks like you're feeling a bit more bold and ready to make a move yourself. In the near future position, we have the Devil card. So this is actually a major arcana card for Capricorn. So for some of you, this can't even just be saying that this might be a friend that you've, had in your circle, and maybe you're just really starting to feel a sexual attraction toward them. That's one way this could be playing out. Could just point to the energy of the connection as well. Could just be saying that you guys have a lot of sexual attraction between the two of you. Another way this could play out too, since Capricorn is the natural 10th house, this can just also be pointing to, again, that workplace dynamic. Maybe this is someone you work with, and maybe recently you guys are just starting to feel, more of a romantic vibe with the person and want to take it to that next level. Trying to think if anything else comes to mind with this. Not really. And I mean, obviously, this can also just be saying that you're dealing with a Capricorn. Yeah, I'm not getting much else from that. But yeah, it could definitely be like one of those things where the pull between you and the person is just getting stronger and stronger, basically. All right. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Two of Cups. So this is another indicator that makes me think it's more likely that it would be you that would be making the offer. It's certainly possible that for some of you it would be the other way around, but either way, this is a Cancer energy, represents the first 10 degrees of Cancer, and for you, that's your 5th house. And, 5th house could definitely point to new romances, usually passionate connections as well. So, definitely where I'm getting that vibe there, that it's most likely going to be you making the offer, and I see a pretty good chance of it being received well. In the position of the environment, we have the Six of Pentacles. So this represents reciprocated energy. So again, like I said, if you do make the offer, it looks like there's a really good chance that the person would be feeling the same way toward you. They might not come across as passionate or emotional with their response. Their way might be the way they express themselves might be a bit more practical and grounded, which could be a good thing in a way, I guess. Where maybe the two of you might balance each other out in that regard. And it can just be pointing to an earthed energy too, since we do see Capricorn here, and now this is a Taurus. So this could also just be saying that you're dealing with the earth sign. And if this is a workplace thing too, like I said, maybe this could just be pointing out the fact that even if initially, if you present the idea to them and maybe the person's initial reaction might be to shoot it down, it shows that, after some time, they might actually reconsider and come back to you and say, you know what, actually, we are willing to, take on the idea that you have. So pretty positive energy there as well. All right, in the position of the environment, we have the Page of Pentacles. Oh, excuse me, not the environment. This is the hopes or fears. So what I would say, this is that, to me, this most likely says that you're hoping for this to actually be a stable connection. And it looks like that could be the case there because, like we said, in the environment position, we do see that stability, that balance, that very earthy, grounded energy. So this could just be saying that that's what you're hoping for, even though it can totally be just mainly a sexual energy that drew you to them initially. Or maybe even, like I said, maybe this was just someone you've been friends with for a while and recently you've started to feel a different kind of attraction toward them. It does look like there's pretty good indicators that it would actually be something stable. So, if you're just worried about, oh, is this actually going to go anywhere, it looks like it would actually have some traction. And in the outcome position, we have the Hierophant, so more Taurus energy here. It's definitely a possibility you could be dealing with the Taurus. Or an Aries, since we do see Aries energy there, and your natural second house is actually Aries. So, and then we have the Three of Cups. So this is interesting to see these two particular cards come out together because for some of you, it could even be pointing to the fact that for some of you, this could even be maybe you're already connected to this person, and some of you might even be considering proposing to the person. Or maybe this could just be saying that, once you do make this offer to this person, this is a type of connection that totally has that kind of traction to go to distance, with the Hierophant energy. If we think about that as tradition, it can represent commitment in that regard. And then the Three of Cups energy is very celebratory energy. I know a lot of people like to throw out the third party dynamic there. I don't often see that with this card. This is actually a Cancer energy as well, by the way. So could also be a Cancer you're dealing with. But to me, this more represents those connections, long-standing connections. So, for example, these could be siblings, they could be friends that you grew up with, and obviously we see the celebratory vibe there. So, this can just be as simple as your friends find out you made the offer to the person, they accepted it, and then they're celebrating it because, it's something that you really wanted. Seems to be the case because, we see that energy popping up in a few different spots, and it seems to be more your energy. But like we said, I do see the other person reciprocating those feelings. It just might be that they're maybe a bit more closed off with their expression of feelings, basically, if anything. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. The first one we have is exchanging gifts. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 27. It says the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing cost, and determining value. The Oracle's message: you're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them, yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time to just do, do, do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So it's interesting there when they kept referring to balance and, committing and everything, because we do see the balance energy there with the Six of Pentacles, and, so that's what it looks like as far as if you do put that effort forward, it should work out. Like I said, even if it is more of a workplace thing where maybe you make an offer, propose an idea to someone, and maybe they might not, initially just jump at the idea, but over time, maybe they will actually warm up to it. All right, the relationship message says love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. So, I have to say, with the way that the card, the messages are reading out for this card too, it actually, for some of you at least, can play out the other way, where it can be the other person making the offer to you. I'd say I still feel like maybe 70% of you would be more that you would be the ones making the offer, but for at least some of you, it looks like they might be the ones making the offer as well. All right, the prosperity message says all your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely, pay off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is in exchange. Keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. So that was a pretty good message there too. The goodwill comes back tenfold message makes me think of, even if this is just you putting positive energy out in everything you do, that could just be saying that maybe that's what that Six of Pentacles is, that, okay, the work you put out there, the energy you put out there is coming back to you in ways that maybe you didn't expect. But like I said, for the majority of you, I really just think that this really just jumped out at me as more of a love reading than anything. And I'm going to end up doing the separate love reading in about a week anyway. But yeah, definitely seems like this is pointing to that as well. All right, so the second message we have from the Spirit Animal Oracle is Hummingbird Spirit. It says, be here now. There's the artwork, and the number is 34. Actually, Scorpio got this card as well, so since we do have the Death card there, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, you could definitely check out their reading. Maybe that'll give you some additional insight. Or if you have a Scorpio placement in your chart also. Like, let's say your Pisces Sun, but Scorpio Moon or something like that. Alright, so the message here says, the hummingbird's wings beat so swiftly it can hover in seeming stillness as it drinks deeply from a flower. Hummingbird Spirit comes to remind you that the beauty and sweetness of life is in the eternal now, the timeless present. The timeless present. Here and now, you're becoming the person you wish to be, to have the experiences you wish to have. Focus your energy on the flower before you, for what you desire is being provided. Yes, there are blossoms everywhere. The choices can be dazzling. Hummingbird Spirit's message is that you have no need to go about in search of something better, for all you require and desire is before you. You will notice as soon as you become still, feeling your connection to Spirit, who loves you unconditionally and will always provide for you. So that message is actually interesting. It adds another layer to it as well, because like I was saying in the past, this hangman energy, and like I said, it might have been as recent as that Pisces full moon we just had over the weekend, but can this be saying that that's when that might have kicked in for you? Maybe you actually looked at something from a different angle and realized that, maybe what I do want is in front of me. Like I said, maybe it's someone that you've been friends with for a while, and now you have feelings for them. on a romantic level, or maybe someone even in the workplace, for example. But yeah, hopefully that resonated with you guys. And lastly, we have a mudra for you. So this is the mudra you guys got this month. That's the Dhyana mudra, and the keyword for it is meditation. And I'll turn the card around so you guys can see the info on it. Alright, so I'll leave this up for a bit if you guys want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. And then since everything doesn't fit in the frame there, I'll actually move it up a bit so you could see the rest. Okay, so yeah, it says facilitates natural diaphragmatic breathing, aids efficient digestion and assimilation of nutrients, helps the earnest spiritual seeker to embody their original nature by releasing striving and attachment. The gesture gives tangible expression to what can't be explained in words. So, if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you, I'll also put the name of that mudra in the description if you wanted to look into it some more. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.